You know, it's great. You sound just like you do on your videos.
So do you.
Today, we're going to explore the differences of someone who's blind since birth like myself, or somebody who's lost their sight later on in life like Christine has.
I lost my vision in my 20s, but it was very gradual, so it was over time, like maybe 7 years. And then it's at the level it is now, which is counting fingers in both eyes, or I just see like a lot of shadows and maybe some shapes.
How much do you visualize in your mind?
I still visualize quite a bit. I think that translates into the way I plate food as well. I think for me it's memory, and I visualize everything in my head, the image of it, and then I replicate it with my hands afterwards. I think I still use images a lot in my brain.
I don't know if I visualize anything. When I see something in my mind, I imagine what it feels like, what it smells like, you know, those kinds of things. So, for example, if you were to say, like, I don't know, a plate of food, like a steak and some potato and veg on the plate, I can imagine it, but I don't necessarily see it. I know what it feels like. Does that make any sense?
It does to me.
Do you turn on the lights at home when you're alone?
Yes, I do, because I think I still have a little bit of vision, so there's kind of a sweet spot. If it's too bright, it's very hard for me to see. My pupils are always very dilated because it's always trying to let in more light, because it's thinking like, why can't your brain read this? So it needs more light, it needs more light. But on the same end, like if it's very dark, I can't see anything, and I'm not used to that. So I will turn on a dim light, for example, when I'm home alone.
I never turn the lights on when I walk in the house. I never do, because I never think about it. And my other problem is that I'll forget to turn them off. So now if people are coming over, I'll forget. And then when they walk in the house, they'll be like, hey, can we put on some lights in here and stuff? And of course. You know, but other than that, no, I never use the lights when I'm alone.
That's good, because your utility bill must be not too expensive.
You'd be surprised.
So as someone who's visually impaired, what would you tell people so that they would have a better appreciation for having sight?
I would say really try to be thankful for it. I would say try to go around like for a few hours, if you can make it blindfolded, so you kind of understand what it's like to not have vision. And then I would say go to a lot of art museums, appreciate those things that I'm not so able to appreciate as easily. Support the visual arts, watch foreign films. That would be my advice, is you will miss it when it's gone.
I think I would tell people to try and use accessibility on their phone or their computer for a day. Just try and see what it's like to not be able to look at the screen and to listen to everything and to learn how the gestures change on the phone when accessibility is on, when you're using voiceover. I think that's really powerful. When you get to experience some of the frustrations of a site that's not done properly or an app that doesn't work for you, you know, I think that will really help you to appreciate your site. Yeah, and you do, you have a gift. You have an incredible gift. Don't take it for granted.
The one about sleeping was really weird.
Yeah, that
What
was.
was
How do you
it?
know when you're awake or asleep?
Really? Sure,
Yeah.
because my eyes are, see, you don't know, Christine, but my eyes are closed. I
Okay.
never open them. Because I
But
don't.
then your brain, what do you mean? Like a sighted person? Or like how do you, like, are they asking you, Tommy? How do you know when you're,
Yeah.
but you're
Because my eyes are
conscious
closed all the time.
versus-
But sighted people don't understand. They think because my eyes are closed all the time that I could just fall asleep like that.
The weirdest comment I got on YouTube, I just got like, I think last night, where someone said on one of my videos, they were like, don't tell me you're blind, look at the way you eat. I'm like, what, blind people don't eat? I'm like, I don't understand what this comment means. Look at how you eat your food. I'm like, what? So you think I can't find my mouth because I can't see?
Yeah, they do think that.
Yes, they do. They absolutely
so
do
crazy.
think
The
that.
coordination of like the aim, that it's off.
Yep. I mean, I like that. There's a DUI test where they tell you to touch your nose. Put your hand up
Oh,
way
yeah,
far,
yeah.
extend your arm all the way out, and then
And they
touch
think
your
we
nose.
can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.